this video we're going to talk about two-step inequalities. Now two-step inequalities work just like two-step equations. You're going to solve it, you're going to graph. Now, much like in one-step inequalities, if you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, you've got to flip that inequality symbol. And just like I said in the last video, if you forget to flip it, answer is going to be wrong. So let's work some examples. This should be pretty easy. There's no negatives in this one, so you're not going to have to worry about flipping. So let's just go ahead and solve it. We know that to solve this, we would subtract 4 from both sides, leaving us with 2x is greater than or equal to 20. Then we would divide both sides by 2, which is going to leave you with x is greater than or equal to 10. So now let's go ahead and graph this. So we're going to draw our number line, and let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12. Closed circle because it's a greater than or equal to, right here at the 10. We're going to shade in everything greater than 10. Easy peasy. Alright, let's look at some more. And you know those negatives are coming. So let's look at this one. This one does have some negatives. Are they going to affect our sign? Well, we're going to add 3 to both sides, which will leave you with m divided by 3 less than or equal to negative 3. So my negative 3 is on this side. Does that affect my flipping? I'm going to multiply both sides by positive 3. So when I multiply by a positive 3, no, I don't have to flip the sign. So when I multiply by positive 3, I end up with m is less than or equal to negative 9. So I had negatives throughout, but I was not required to flip that sign because it was not the one I multiplied or divided by. Let's finish it out by graphing it. 11, 10, negative 8. My answer was m is less than or equal to negative 9. So again, closed circle, graphing this way. If you can get your answer written where your variable is on the left, then your inequality sign is going to point to you which way to graph. Only works if you have your answer written with the variable on the left. I don't know if this marker works. Yes, it does. All right, so let's solve this next one. Negatives, will it flip our sign or not? I'm going to add 2. So now I have negative b greater than or equal to 10. There's a negative in front of my variable. I am not done with this inequality because I cannot leave it with a negative variable. This negative is the same as saying negative 1b. Remember, the negative is an implied 1. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. And there it is. I'm dividing by a negative. So I am going to flip this time. So my answer becomes b is less than or equal to negative 10. Did you all see what I did? There was a negative variable the whole time. And remember, there's always an assumed or applied 1. So I divided by negative 1 at the end to get rid of that negative in front of my variable. Now when I graph this, and again, notice my variable is on the left, which means it will point the direction that I can shade. Okay. Oh, there's no equal to sign. I don't know why I made that up. It's pointing to that way. I flipped it over. Open circle. Shade going this way. Notice nothing has changed about how I'm solving these and how we solve two-step equations except for the flipping. All right, let's try one more. Subtract 7. Subtract 7. So now I'm going to have negative 7x is less than or equal to negative, same switch change here, 63. Divide by a negative on both sides, and when you divide by a negative, this is going to flip and our answer becomes positive 9. So when we graph that, 8, 9, 10. This time it is a closed circle because I did not create that, and I'm going to graph that way. That is how you graph two-step inequalities. Remember, once again, I flipped over my symbol when I multiplied or divided by a negative.